Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my final Great League video in this rotation of battles. It is the final video, so I had to bring some insane spice with the triple Shiny Shadow Flex. And please bear with me, this is actually take number 2. Capcut just kind of is on one today and deleted all of my previous templates and just deleted the previous take of audio. So we'll dive right into it, but huge shout out to Jamie Finn for shoutcasting my battles today and bringing so much traction to the channel. Jamie Finn and Shadow Hub have been incredible supporters so far, and a huge welcome to all the new channel members. Hopefully these battle sets can show you guys what this channel is all about, and it definitely is about having fun. So Shiny Dragonite into the Talonflame lead. This is a great lead for us. We resist their fast move damage. We can outpace them to a charge move here. Technically it doesn't really pull a shield, depending on the IVs of the opponent, but they save swap out. We send in our Mawile, and this Mawile has a bit of an interesting build to it. So as you guys can see, it's got Astonish as a fast move, and I do that to give us a little bit of extra help against the poison types that are just all over the meta right now. And with this counter swap, we call the foul play correctly, and then shield the superpower correctly. So now I've got so much energy on this Mawile. And let's see what the opponent wants to do. They come in with the Shadow Marowak, and then we throw this Play Rough. This is threatening huge damage, and it lands. That is insane. I don't know what the opponent was thinking. Maybe they were trying to call a Power Punch bait. I don't know. But that gives us the whole Marowak. Now we've got the Dragonite against their Talonflame, and we can outpace them. Or I guess they're out of move now, but they've got to build up some energy if they want to try and come back with some sort of a win. And we outpace the Dragonite, or to the Dragonclaw. So they had to go for the farm down there, but we had too much energy on the Dragonite and came away with the dub. I think the opponent trying to call a bait there, letting us get the almost one-shot KO with the Mawile, gave us the win there. That is a huge start to this video, and I love it. Into the next battle, and we see the Galarian Corsola. This opponent is a tanky beast. It's a new release. It's just made of bulk. It can take so much damage, and it generally threatens our Shadow Pokemon pretty well, especially the Shiny Shadow. So I love to see it on the lead here with the Dragonite. We get to the Dragonclaw, pull a shield actually, so I take that. I'm just going to probably let this Dragonite go. Yeah, see ya, you did your job. And now it's time for Mawile to come in and build up an energy lead and deal some super effective Astonish damage. Astonish damage. And then, going to respect the damage here, shield it up, and then see what the opponent wants to do. They give us the whole farm down, so we've got a ton of energy on this Mawile. And they come with the Feraligatr. So again, throwing the Play Rough, we don't mess around on this channel. And let's see if the opponent wants to respect it. And they do not. Oh my god, that's a one-shot kill. That's crazy. And then with the Morpeko in the back, kind of throws our momentum for a loop because this opponent also threatens us. So we've got to Cot Swap into the Gallade and see what we want to do here. They throw the Aura Wheel. That's huge. They didn't bait, so they're not at an energy lead now. We throw the Leaf Blade. This technically doesn't threaten a KO here, but they had to respect it because they're just fearing for their Morpeko's life at this point. And then they finally throw the Aura Wheel, and now it's just up to a race here. Can the Mawile output enough damage here, and before they get to a charge move or just farm us down? I got a little bit fearful that we wouldn't get to the Play Rough, so we throw the Iron Heart. It wasn't enough, and we get the farm down with resisted Astonish damage. That was such a close game. Huge shout out for the opponent calling a bait or whatever they did against that Feraligatr, but we got the Oko, and then the Morpeko, which was a huge threat to our Pokemon, just did not have enough gas in the tank to take out our Pokemon. And again, third battle, great lead. Dragonite into Talonflame, I will always take this. We'll see what the opponent wants to do. They're going to build up. We throw the Dragonclaw, and then see if the opponent wants to shield or just give us a lot of neutral damage against this Pokemon. They do shield. They throw 4, and then they keep farming. So we get to another Dragonclaw. That is insane. Monumental. This is a huge racing start to this next battle. We pull the second shield, and I'm like, okay, Dragonite, you've had your time to shine. You're done. We've got now a 2 shield advantage against this opponent's entire backline. Get denied. That's just how the game is right now. It's a little bit sad, but it is what it is. We can still threaten the farm down without taking too much damage, but they swap into a Gastrodon, so whatever is in the back does not want to see this Gallade. And we'll see here, Oko with the Leaf Blade, farm down with the Gallade, and then whatever they have in the back could not handle the heat from Gallade. Energy lead, shield advantage. It was going to take the win, and they didn't even have to see the Mawile. So we've had a couple battles already where opponent or our Pokemon have had a chance to just kind of take a timeout, take a relax, and just get ready for the next battle. But not this battle. We've got a Dragonite into a Bastiodon, which generally counters our teams pretty hard. Safe swap into the Mawile, and they come in with the Primeape, and I don't think they farmed up to the close combat, so we can just call this Rage Fist. And yep, it's a Rage Fist. We can tank that. CMP tied to the Iron Head. This threatens huge damage against it. The opponent's going to have to respect this, and they do. And then now they can start farming, and they do get the whole farm down, so that's a little bit brutal for us. But Dragonite might be able to come in here, give him one shield, and farm all the way down. And again, with an energy lead, that's not too bad of a matchup into the Bastiodon with the Dragonite, because we can threaten double super effective damage with this superpower. So let's see, yeah, throwing a decent timing. I don't know if it was perfect. Superpower, threaten to KO, so they have to give us a shield, and then hot swap into the Gallade. This is an amazing matchup for the Gallade, so they get out and into their grass-type Pokemon. So we build up as much as we possibly can, throw the close combat. This is resisted, but it's Shadow on Shadow. It's a Gallade. It KOs. One more fat Psycho Cut, and we get to the close combat against the Bastiodon. That's game over. Gallade, huge counter for Bastiodon. And Mawile is a pretty good safe swap into it, because depending on the Bastiodon team, it's normally grass types, Wigglytuff, or a Primeape and back, or a Medicham even. Mawile handles those ones pretty well, so I find that a pretty good safe swap into that Bastiodon lead. And then this time, it's Primeape on the lead. And they swap into a Charjabug. They're doing pretty good neutral damage to us, but I find that they don't normally throw the neutral damage. They normally throw the X-Scissors. So the opponent's going to go for good timing here, throw on one. We hot swap in, sneak the Astonish, hoping to catch the X-Scissor. A little bit of lag, so the opponent might have gotten a little bit upset, but it is the X-Scissor. That's double resisted on our Mawile. That is huge. Now we can shield the neutral discharge, and then probably farm all the way down on this Pokemon. And we can. That is monumental. We've got so much energy stored everywhere, and that's it. The opponent just did not know how to play out of that Mawile with an energy lead, and they might have had, a Gastrodon or a Mudslapper in back. So kind of put them in a tricky spot there. We played that decently, caught the X-Scissor, and the opponent just did not know what to do. That ended up being a 5-0 set. That is incredible. With a Shiny Shadow, triple Shiny Shadow team, I will always take that. No question about it. And into the next battle set. These battles might not necessarily be in order, so my apologies about that. Again, like I said, this is before I had the monumental ELO fall of 2025, trying to get you guys those Shadow Camerupt battles in the Little Jungle Cup. But we got the video, we just lost a couple hundred ELO points. So now, this is kind of pre that. Great lead of the Froligator into the Dragonite, and then they swap into the Toxapex. This Pokemon, in general, a little bit tricky for our teams because of how bulky it is. But again, like I said, this Astonish Mawile built to counter poison types. Steel, the subtyping, double resists the poison type damage coming from the opponent. So he's forced to go for brines here, and we get to this Iron Head. They don't give us a shield. We get the farm down. And now, we've got the Mawile with an energy lead, but they come in with the Azumarill. They could have just come in and farmed down with the Feraligatr, but they don't. So now we threaten with huge damage with this Mawile. They must have thought that they could outpace to that move with the farm down, or they just thought that they needed energy on this Azumarill. But now, we can come in with this Gallade and start building up energy, start to outpace them. So, but they swap into the Feraligatr thinking that they can farm us down. I don't know how much energy they have, so we can't get too greedy with this overfarm. So we're probably going to go throw one more Psycho Cut, and this is the CMP tie. That is huge. So take out this Froligator, and now it's Gallade and Dragonite basically against the world with this Azumarill. And Azumarill counters both of them. But we also have the Leaf Blade super effective damage on them, and we have the pacing of a Speed Demon, and we get to the second Leaf Blade before they can farm us down and threaten the KO on our Dragonite. So that is another monumental win in this Open Great League format. And like I said, Gallade, I do love running it because it has that super fast pacing to counter all the Mudslappers and the water types in the league. Azumarill, I consider it a counter to Azumarill as long as I have shields because of my pacing. And Wigglytuff even, it threatens pretty monumental damage with the close combat, so I'll take that. Next battle, another meta player with this newly released Corviknight. But my Dragonite can tank this first move, especially with their double resisted sand attack fast move. So I will take that, build up to the superpower, and let's see what the opponent wants to call this bait or give us a shield. And they call the bait. So that's monumental damage. We get to the Dragon Claw. I don't know if this is a CMP tie. Sand attack still confuses me on its animation. But they give us the matchup. So we come away with the 0 shield dub against that Corviknight, which is technically a counter, sort of, against our Dragonite. And then they come in with the Drifblim, the Shadow Drifblim with that. And then they come in with the Greninja and get an energy head start on our Gallade. So this is now officially pretty dangerous territory. So we're going to try and build up, see if we can outpace, which we shouldn't, and see if we can pull the shields, pull something off with our Mawile and back. But let's see how this goes. The opponent outpaces us. They throw first. And then let's see what they want to throw. Oh, it's the Night Slash. So they bait us here. I do think that technically would have put us into like farm down range. So we kind of had to give them a shield there. But now they just give us their whole Greninja. And I'm like, I have to get in here, try and force them to throw an Icy Wind. But let's see if the opponent fell for the trap. And they did not. So they throw the Shadow Ball, take out our Mawile. And now Gallade just gets farmed down. Such a close battle. But that Greninja really just threw us for a loop there, especially with the energy lead that the opponent was able to give it. And into the next battle, we'll see here, it's a Clodsire lead. And I loved this lead, weirdly enough. Even though it's a bulky monster, my game plan, count to 5.5, swap into the Mawile, sneak the Astonish, catch the Sludge Bomb. You would be surprised how well this worked. I don't think I failed that catch once at this ELO range. It was insane. But the opponent makes a really interesting play and swaps into a Pangoro. We can threaten a one-shot with this play rough. So I'm like, okay, call the bait. I dare you. We're throwing it. It's on the opponent now to save this Pangoro. And they do. They respect the damage. But now, we've got energy on the Dragonite. We can come in, outpace with this Dragon Claw, get this off. I do think that this is like a little bit weird where the opponent like instantly throws. It was like a desync CMP. But the Night Slash didn't threaten us anyways, as we'll see here. So I'll take it. But they swap into the Clodsire. I don't mind that because I can build up a little bit more damage on them, build up a little bit more energy, and put them closer to Leaf Blade range on the Gallade. And now we can come in and pretty heavily outpace them with this Leaf Blade, but they do have an energy lead, right? So we'll have to give them the shields. But throwing on the CMP tie here, forcing the opponent to make a decision. And they make their decision. They give us the Clodsire, but it's a Feraligatr impact and a Shadow one at that. So these Shadow Claws are really threatening our Gallade here. They can farm us down pretty quickly, but we do have back-to-back moves now. So I throw the first one, and as I throw this, I'm kind of thinking, wait, I think the switch timer's up. So I might counter swap into the Dragonite, call that switch, and they do switch into the Pangoro. We get the farm down, and we get the superpower off against this Feraligatr. We had an extra Leaf Blade banked, but we didn't even need it. This Dragonite is going to take out, what, 2 Pokemon? And then that Mawile did wonders against the, well, I guess it didn't do too much offensively, but it caught that Sludge Bomb, which is incredible for us. It gives us a huge spin of momentum, and I love that. The Mawile, even though it's a Fairy type, did pretty well in countering poison types that are around in this meta with the Astonished fast move damage, and I liked that because it kind of threw the opponents for a loop. Tricky lead in this next battle, where we've got the neutral damage coming in pretty heavily from the Drifblim, and they've got Icy Wind, so they threaten our Pokemon pretty well, but they don't even throw it. They just go for the full farm down, which is a little bit brutal for us, but the opponent shields down. So I can come in, farm down with the Mawile. I'm going to respect this move, I think. Yeah, we have to respect the Shadow Ball because it would really threaten our Pokemon. And I'm expecting a Mudboy to come in because that's just kind of a really common like team comp that this league has right now. But they didn't. They came in with their Wigglytuff, which completely threw me for a loop. I did not expect that. And we completely gave them the switch advantage and alignment that they needed because here's their Mudboy now against our Mawile. So we farm up. It's a pretty bulky Pokemon, so I didn't think that we could throw it as soon as we got there. But now that we've overfarmed enough to KO them, they can farm us down with resisted charm damage. So that was incredibly brutal on our end. I made a split time decision, and it just did not go our way. I don't know why the opponent came into the Wigglytuff. I don't know if it was a mistake or if they were actually kind of big braining us right there, but brutal outcome to that game. We should have totally had that, and we just did not come away with the win. We should have stayed in with the Mawile, gotten that Iron Head off, and then it was just our game to win with the Gallade Leaf Blade into the Gastrodon. But now, like I said, again, interesting Pokemon. That Galarian Corsola is so bulky, it really threatens our team, but they swap into this Dugong, and I can counter swap, outpace, threaten a close combat, The opponent gives us a shield, but we baited. So now we can give them this shield and really outpace them to what is actually going to be a close combat and force the opponent to give us either a shield, their last shield, or their dugong. And here we go, throwing the close combat, putting the opponent on their toes, and they call the bait. We get the KO, we get the leaf blade off, and then let's see what the opponent wants to do. Last shield, or last Pokemon. They give us the last shield, so I'm going to swap into the Mawile, get this farm off. I am calling something here. I don't know what I'm doing. We have almost no HP left in our team, and we let that go. And then now they've got a Wigglytuff in back, so we need this Mawile. We get to the Iron Head, though, which is huge, monumental for this dub. And then, but it doesn't KO. That Pokemon is so tanky, but we double resisted Dragon Breath it down, and the Dragon Breath the Corsola down before it can KO us when its Astonish registers. So that was an insanely close battle. I don't think it necessarily needed to be that close, but we decided to get a little bit frisky, call that, save a shield for Mawile. I don't know what we were saving it for, but it worked out for us, and that was huge. Again, Wigglytuff in general counters our shadows and our shiny shadows pretty well. So we always need it to be a team effort when we face up against one. And again, great lead for us, the Talonflame, and they swap into the Toxapex, and we are going to see here how effective of a counter this Mawile, a fairy type, is into this poison type Toxapex. We throw this Blade Rough. I don't even think we need to shield this, but now if they throw a Sludge Wave, we can farm down. If they throw the Brine, we can give one shield and farm all the way down. And again, like I said, Toxapex should technically be beating us here, but it's not. Although we did use a shield, so it is what it is. But now we can threaten this Talonflame that comes in with an Iron Head, and that's going to put it either in a Dragon Claw range or close combat range. So it gives us the ability to kind of dance on our toes, play out of it as we need to. But let's see what the opponent wants to do. They swap into the Azumarill. I quickly react, swap into the Gallade, get this Leaf Blade off on what I guess decent timing. And then now it's a race. We've got to build up energy. We've got to throw Leaf Blades, and we've got to watch for a catch back on that Talonflame. So again, building up. The opponent's doing the same. The nice thing about Azumarill is that it cannot build up to back-to-back moves. So I know that anytime that it throws, I've got at least one more bubble to go before it can get to a move. So I throw the Leaf Blade, and then it should pull their last shield. And then now I'm expecting they're going to swap into their Talonflame. So I swap into my Dragon type, which is heavily countered by that Azumarill. But I predicted the swap, outpaced the Dragon Claw, get the KO on the Talonflame, and now the opponent has to build up. So I get to go to the superpower before they throw their move, or else the Gallade would have just outpaced them. So now we get to kill or KO this Azumarill with resisted superpower damage from our Dragon type, and the Azumarill should be built to counter that team. So again, last series of Great League battles in this rotation had to bring you guys the Ultra Spice with the triple Shiny Shadow teams, and I really hope you guys enjoyed these battle sets. We ended up going pretty positive. I will always take that, as like I said, we went on a pretty monumental fall trying to get those Shadow Camerupt video out for you guys. So now officially, like I said in the previous video, wise words of Miley Cyrus, it's all about the climb. We'll be back here soon enough in the more positive ELO ranges to get some more competitive battles, but that's for next time. Again, shout out to Jamie Finn and the Shadow Hub for bringing all this incredible attention to the channel. I just started this like a month ago, and seeing this level of traction is incredible. So we're going to keep it up, keep on bringing you guys some insane spice, and I'll see y'all in the next video. This is Yeti Nope TV. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on Thursday for our next installment of Throwback Thursday. Thank you, and have a good night.